The House remains speakerless. Congressman Jim Jordan coming up short today in his second bid for the gavel. In fact, he lost even more support from members of his own party this time around, but a spokesman for the Ohio Republican says he will keep going. Joining me now is Georgia Congressman Austin Scott, who lost the conference nomination to Jordan last week, but is now firmly behind Jim Jordan. Sir, thanks so much for being with us. Should he keep going? Should Jim Jordan continue as his aides say he will?
Oh, yeah, I think he's going to continue. And if you remember what happened last time, I think it took Speaker McCarthy somewhere around 14 rounds. Brianna, we shouldn't be in this position. I mean, 208 Democrats voted with 8 Republicans to put us here.
But let me ask you, sir, McCarthy was never in a hole this deep.
I'm sorry?
McCarthy was never in a hole this deep.
But Speaker McCarthy was elected, and he was the Speaker of the House. He was the largest Republican fundraiser ever for us as House Republicans. I mean, the Democrats knew what they were doing when they put up 208 votes to take him out of the speakership, and that's what created the current situation that we're in. So then we had a conference meeting.
They didn't take him out of the speakership. I mean, you guys are
sure
the majority.
They did.
But you guys are the majority, right?
96% of the votes came from Democrats, though, Brianna. I mean, just factually speaking, there were only 8 Republicans. And there were 208 Democrats. I mean, 208 Democrats.
But, sir, who's in the majority?
Well, the Democrats were the majority of that vote. And when we have a very
who's
small
in the
margin,
majority in the House of Representatives?
The Republicans are in the majority, but the Democrats provided the majority of the votes to take Kevin McCarthy out of the speakership. In fact, they provided 96% of the votes.
Republicans provided the key votes. They're in the majority. They can provide enough votes, obviously, to put a Republican speaker
Brianna,
in
the
place.
Democrats provided 96% of the votes. 208 Democrats voted to remove the Republican Speaker of the House. 8 Republicans voted to remove the Republican Speaker of the House. So 96% of the votes came from Democrats to remove the Republican Speaker of the House.
I will say, I find
the largest fundraiser that we've ever had. They knew what they were doing.
It's some interesting verbal gymnastics. I will give you that. But I want to talk about the future here.
What do you mean gymnastics? I'm just talking about the facts. 208 Democrats voted. There was the vast majority of the vote to take Kevin McCarthy out of the speakership.
Well, I'm talking about how it works, and that is that the majority in the House of Representatives, your party, is responsible for electing the speaker, not the Democrats.
We are.
Do you think, can I ask you this, do you think that there's going to be another vote today? Because we're uncertain on that.
I absolutely believe there will be another vote today. And, I don't know exactly what time that will be. But I'm not sure what I'm missing here with you, because 208 Democrats voted with 8 Republicans to take the largest Republican fundraiser out of the speakership. This was a pretty calculated decision by the Democrats. I get it. It was 8 Republicans.
Here's why, sir, because it was a Republican who filed the motion to vacate.
It was a Republican that had very, very personal differences with Kevin McCarthy.
All right, so Jordan lost 22 Republicans. That, at this point, is net. He's lost 3 more. He gained 1 from the votes before. What is your message to these 22 who are still against Jordan?
I think it's time to seat a Republican speaker. We've got work to do. We need to seat a Republican speaker. Nobody is going to get, let me say it this way, everybody's not going to get the person that they want, right? I mean, we have people that are voting for Kevin. We have people that are voting for Steve. We have people that are voting for people other than the Republican nominee. I mean, what got us into this position is people who did not abide by the rules of the Republican conference. Those 8 people that voted with the 208 Democrats to create the current scenario we're not following the rules of the conference. I mean, our rules are that you should abide by whoever wins the conference. And that didn't happen this past week. And now we're in the situation that we're in. But let's not forget that 208 Democrats voted to vacate the Speaker's chair.
Yes, as you've said. So how would you describe this? So as you mentioned, in your party, they're not following, obviously, how they normally do things. What is going on? How do you describe this? And do you worry that it's going to cost your party the majority?
I absolutely worry that it's going to cost us the majority. I mean, it is part of this has got to do with outside groups raising tremendous sums off of the chaos. Part of it has got to do with a lack of journalism. If someone goes to Fox News, they're going to see one thing. If they go to CNN, they're going to see something totally opposite of that. And so part of it is symbolic of the times that we're living in. Part of it is symbolic of how the districts are drawn. And we've got people in districts that Trump won by 20 points that want people who are in districts that Biden won to vote the exact same way they do. So part of this is just democracy, and democracy's messy, but it's better than anything else that's out there.
So I want to ask you separately, obviously, about Israel. You're on House Intel. You got a classified briefing today on Israel. I know you can't talk about the specifics of it, but very pressing right now. There are many Americans in the region, and I want to ask you specifically about Palestinian Americans who are stuck in southern Gaza, because I think time may be of the essence, particularly for this group, trying to get them out. Any word on how the U.S. government is helping them?
We should be doing anything and everything that we can to help every American citizen, without regard for religion or race or any other stereotypical criteria that is put on them. If they're an American citizen, we need to be doing everything we can to help them get out of there. My heart goes out to all of those people in that region. This terrorist attack has killed a tremendous number of people. A tremendous number of innocent people lost their lives. And so right now, we want to do everything that we can to get Americans out of the war zone. We want to do everything that we can to help Israel with the intelligence and the weapons that they need to carry out the missions against Hamas. We want to help Israel stamp out Hamas, and at the same time make sure they're getting the intelligence to handle and prepare for any other threats that may be coming their way. I'm hopeful that we're able to isolate this to Hamas. I think that the worst thing that could happen would be if Iran and Hezbollah openly came into the conflict. I'm not naive to the fact that Iran has equipped and trained and provided support, but we do not need other organizations to openly come into this conflict. We need to, on behalf of the people of Israel and the people in that region, the best thing is for us to isolate this to Hamas.
But are you confident that they can? Are you confident the U.S. government can get those Palestinian Americans out soon?
I'm telling you, the United States government is very good at what they do, and we are very good at this. And they are doing everything that they can, I believe, in a very tough situation to make sure that American citizens' lives are respected and that they get them out of there.
Congressman, we do appreciate your time so much. Congressman Austin Scott, thank you so much.
Thank you.